One of the great friends of the show and BYU football coach, Kalani Sitake, with us on 365 Sports. Thanks for your time. We really do appreciate it. How much did you need this off week and then the stretch drive at the end of the year?
Oh, yeah. I think it comes at the right time. And, we play a violent game, and so injuries happen, and guys aren't at 100%. But this is a good way for us to kind of recharge physically, but also mentally. Just getting it's a lot of travel, but also a lot of stress. And these guys have been through a lot of. I think we still have to work, but it'll be refreshing not having to play a game this weekend. But we're going to take advantage of the time that we have to get ready for Texas Tech and get ready for this last four in the regular season.
If you had to make a pie chart of the Bear Bachmeier story from you guys having a situation where he was available to you in the spring portal because of the situation at Stanford, which, again, it was fortuitous in that he was available. Then you have a situation that you did not expect with your starting quarterback to now. How much of it is luck? How much of it is preparation? How much of it is your staff and Bear Bachmeier? Because this is a great story and so many things had to coalesce for it to happen for you.
Yeah, I think everything has a piece of that. I mean, there's so many variables that go into it. For example, having a great relationship with him in the recruiting process when he was in high school, and not just with him, but also with his brothers, with Tiger and with Hank, and making sure that we in the recruiting process that we show what we're about, and that when they make their decision, we're actually okay with it, and we wish them the best. Then for it to return in our favor, and then combine that with a great coaching staff that knows how to mentor young men, especially at the quarterback position, and get them ready for the season. And then to do it in such a short amount of time, and then to have a culture and a competition where it's true competition, and we just play the best ones. I mean, I don't know any other way. That's how we do it here. And so, if you're a person that's willing to do all those things and just trust us in the whole process, you'll find yourself with some success. And then you combine that with the fact that Bear has had an amazing upbringing and understands the game of football, is super intelligent. And then you look at the fact that he's always trying to get better every day and every rep. You combine all those factors that go into it, and then here we sit, and I feel really good about it. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of other variables that go into it, but that's what makes college football so amazing.
Coach, with you guys having the success that you're having, do you have to kind of change the way you talk to the guys in any way, or is it all about keeping it the same at all times? Like, hey, there's more attention now. There's more spotlight on our games. Do you have to address that, or are the guys kind of already knowing what's to come and what to expect?
No, I think you have to have some foundational things that your values and the things that you live for. But obviously things change, so I have to adapt the message too. And but the things that have always been constant for us is that we're going to stay humble. We're going to stay hungry. We're going to work really hard, and we can count on those things with our energy and effort. Stay positive in all of it, but then also to enjoy it and have fun. I mean, that's a big part of our teaching as well. But for me, it's more about keeping them reminded on what got them there. When we were first starting, no one thought we'd be here except for us. And so let's not worry about the external factors that come into it, or even opinions, whether they're praising you or criticizing you. Let's go back to proving ourselves right, and let's focus on 1 week at a time and 1 day at a time.
Kalani, it's not unusual for former players to come back and be at a game, home or road, but to be there to try to kind of encourage and enjoy the atmosphere. And Tyler Batty, who we got a chance to meet at Pro Day, who's phenomenal. He could lead any company he wanted to, or his own company, that he was there in Ames. And it's leadership. And now you've got Tanner Wall, Chase Roberts, Jack Kelly among the young freshmen in Bear Bachmeier. How do you go about developing leadership?
Well, I mean, that's kind of I could probably answer that in a long message. But the truth is, they're great young men. We knew about them when they were coming into this program. And part of the leadership is that you have men that are willing to lead, but you have to have people that are willing to follow too. So it takes humility from these young men to understand where they're coming from. And the honest truth is they're good young men from the beginning. And when they joined this group and they joined the brotherhood that we have, and see the mentoring that they have from the older guys, they kind of work within the system. And it's not just that the upperclassmen are the leaders. Everyone should be a leader in our program. And the thing that matters the most is the truth. So whether it's a freshman walk-on player that's here, that's way down sixth on the depth chart, or if it's the starting quarterback, if what they say is true, then we abide by it. And then that we don't judge the person giving the message. We actually listen to the message, the truthfulness of it all. And when we do that, it all works out. And so we're all committed to doing what's right over what's comfortable, and then finding ways to be a leader. And sometimes I look at a guy like LJ Martin, who super shy when he first got here, doesn't speak very often, but when he would choose rather to lead by example. But you have to give him time and opportunities to speak. You guys saw him in media day this summer. He was amazing. And so all he needed was someone to encourage him to speak up, and that people are counting on him to do that. And there's different ways to bring the leaders out, but you have to have young men that are humble and willing and able to do it.
Coach, you play a rivalry game, which is one of the most intense rivalries in all of college football. Then you have to go on the road to a place that's not easy to play, and you fell behind. What does it say about the maturity of your team that even though that it looked early on that you're going to have that post-rivalry game letdown that so many teams have, that they were able to pause, take a deep breath, and put that first part of the game behind them and then just charge straight forward?
Well, I mean, I think the game is there's 60 minutes in it that you're allowed to play with, you know. So I think if it were judged on only 10 minutes or 15 minutes of it, a lot of people would quit. And so the key is that if it doesn't go your way at the beginning, first of all, give a lot of respect and to Iowa State for what they did and how prepared they were to play us. We need to figure out what we were doing wrong. And you have to give them credit for what they were doing right. But what can we do ourselves to put ourselves in better position? You might be able to be in the right position and doing everything right, and the other team just gets the best of you. That happens. But at least you know what the problems are. The key was for us to assess what were the issues and where can we fix them right away, and what adjustments do we have to do to make to get us in a better position. And we did that, and we utilized the time to get us there, you know, and eventually we ended up finding ourselves with a victory. But overall, we have to have guys that are believe in the process and believe in our ability to do whatever it takes within that 60 minutes to get us in a position to hopefully gain a victory. But you should not panic. You know, if something happens on the first play of the game is what happened. We gave a touchdown. There's a lot more plays to go, so you can make up for even the mistakes later on. And so we have the belief that you can do that, but also to enjoy it. I mean, this is an awesome game. It's a lot of fun. I want them to enjoy every part of it. It doesn't mean that the end result should be all that you think about. You think about the journey and the hard work that it took to get you there. You might as well enjoy the seconds that you're given in those plays.
You have one of the great fan bases in college football. I think in this short amount of time, Big 12 fans have learned just how special Provo can be as a home field. But you've also gone on the road, and like last week, a very tough place to play. You win in Ames. You're now going to go to arguably, a place that's kind of on par with Provo as far as the toughest places to play in Lubbock. I was wondering, seeing your home crowds and the spectacles there, but also seeing how you guys travel, how often do you maybe still pinch yourself, or do you look around when you get a moment and are kind of taken aback by the support that you guys have surrounding you?
Oh yeah, every day and every game have a lot of just appreciation and gratitude and love for our fans. They're amazing, and they show up at home and they show up on the road as much as they can with the tickets that are available. We know we have a support that's out there throughout the world, and we feel it. Our players feel it, and they thrive on it. So I hope they know how much we appreciate and love them. But at the same time, it's really fun to go out and see the other fan bases in the Big 12 conference. And we had a lot of fun out there in Ames. And, it's fun when you win, but it's also a really cool experience for our guys to go into these venues with amazing fans that love their team so much, and then try to find a way to find victory in there. That's the joy in the entire process, the entire game.
So you guys are not going to probably see many tortillas. I don't know if you've been watching the news here lately when you go to Lubbock, but do you get tips when you're going to a place? Do you have any kind of knowledge of what it's like to play in Lubbock? Kind of how do you prepare for something like that?
Oh yeah, a little bit. I mean, I think we have a connection to Lubbock because of Coach Leach. When Mike Leach was, he's an BYU guy, and so we always followed him and his staff and people that were there. So we kind of, if you're a BYU fan, you kind of follow the people that are BYU, whether that's even Steve Sarkisian or Andy Reid. We have a very passionate and faithful fan base. So if you go somewhere, they're going to still support you as much as they can. And so, yeah, we've been able to watch and see the success that comes through Texas Tech and the passion that they have. And yeah, we've seen the tortillas flying around, and that's pretty cool, man. I think there's some really cool traditions in college football. I'm looking forward to this matchup in Lubbock. I think the world of Joey McGuire is my guy. I mean, we've broken bread together and hung out and talked. And you talk about a culture builder. That's what he is, and it's amazing to see what he is able to do in the coaching profession at this level. But he does it naturally and normally as a father and as a husband. And I admire that man so much. So it's going to be a lot of fun when we take this field. He's got an amazing team. We're looking forward to the extra time that we get to prepare for them, and looking forward to the trip when we get out there in Lubbock.
Did you ever have a moment during your coaching career, either as an assistant or whatever, and then a head coach, where you felt like maybe it wasn't what you wanted to do, or was this always kind of in your DNA?
Oh, I wanted to coach from when I had an amazing example with Lavelle Edwards,
Sure,
and that whole coaching staff. And so when I didn't know what level I was going to ever even get a chance to coach. I just knew I wanted to be involved in the game somehow. And things just worked out. Really fortunate for me that I got to where I'm at, because a lot of people worked hard to get me here. And so I don't want to waste any of their time or take anything for granted. So no, this is a dream to me. Nobody wake me up. I've been having so much fun in every second of this.
What do you think now when you see what's happening, the volatility? And coaches are always like under the gun, but the volatility this year, Kalani, has been worse than or more than ever before. Your thoughts about what you see around the landscape?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult when you see coaches losing jobs in the middle of the season. And my thought goes straight to those seniors on those teams. And those are the guys that gave the most to the program. And so I feel for them and hope that they can find some joy and some excitement even in their last year of football. Not every one of them is going to be guaranteed an opportunity to play at the next level. So I hope they can just make the most out of it, and hope the fans that are at those schools can love those seniors up, because they're going to need them. But they're the ones that actually put all the blood, sweat, and tears into that program for so many years. And so for them to go out this way, I think it's sad. But it's a tough profession. I'm as a coach, I'm really thankful that BYU's been patient with me, and I hope that other schools can be patient with their coaches and allow them to build their culture and allow them to be mentors to these young men. When it's all said and done, I know we focus on football, but these young men still need to get degrees, and they still need to receive education, and not all of it is just straight for the football field.
Coach, you have some good alignment at BYU, which not every school has. Like, some schools don't have a president, and they're waiting to figure that out. And then that puts the AD in flux. And then the coaching staff is, even if things are going well, you're always probably going like, well, I hope they hire somebody that likes sports. Like, you can't control. At BYU, you guys have a nice spine, even with an athletic director retiring and Tom Holmoe, who was fantastic and one of the best in the business. How much does that give you and your staff peace that that you guys are aligned in the mission of the university, the mission of the student athletes, and trying to win football games?
Yeah, I think it's the key for me as the head football coach is to make sure that our mission on our football team is aligned with the mission of our president's mission, for the school and the university, and also aligned with our affiliation with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so all that being said, that's my duty and my job to make sure that we're in alignment. And if we do that, then we can find some really exciting moments and make some unbelievable memories. I mean, I'm thankful that I've been able to be here with President Worthen when I first got the job, and now with President Reese. And they've been such a great support, not just to football, but to everything that BYU is able to do for the student athletes and also for the students altogether. And so it's an honor for me to be part with this university and in this role. And it's a lot of fun, especially when we have a president that actually, does some crowd surfing. That makes me feel a lot more confident and excited when I look up and our president's crowd surfing through the crowd. I'm a little jealous that he gets to do that. But, normally we see Cosmo doing that. It's really cool that the president gets to do that too. And I think most presidents should try it next time their fans storm the field. I think it's a requirement that every president should crowd surf.
Yeah, no, right there with you. I'm back in that campaign for sure, Coach. We like to also ask you just big picture kind of industry questions as well. I know you're locked in on your team, but there's just been carnage as far as head coaching jobs over the last few weeks. When you look out and you see double-digit jobs open and guys who have been successful, but it's just kind of the nature of the beast right now. Just kind of what do you think, looking at the industry, looking at the coaching profession in college football right now, and just kind of how everything seems to be working?
Yeah, well, it's hard for me to speak for everyone. I mean, I think I said in my piece about I think about the student athletes. I think about the seniors specifically on those teams. And my thoughts and hopes are that they get the most and make the most out of the time that they have left in their senior year. But, college football is exciting. It's when you get to the game of it all and the festivities of the pregame to the game day and the energy that goes around it. I mean, there's a reason why it's the best sport in the world. And I'm just thankful to be a part of it. And so that as we start working through these things, we can overcome a lot of the, if people have complaints about it, we can overcome anything as long as we're willing to honor the game and respect the game as much as we can. And a lot of that is respecting the people that are involved with it and respecting even your opponents.
A couple of more questions, a little bit away from football. What former player, I heard the story about a former player that helped you Halloween night and you had a line all the way down the block. Who's going to come to the Kalani Sitake house and give away candy? Well,
that was Taysom Hill. Taysom was on a bye. And when he was in the NFL, I think he was with the Saints, and he had a bye and just stopped by and was in town and just wanted to say hi and came through on Halloween night. And, I was busy I think I was trying to take care of my own costume, but, I'll blame it on the kids. But, yeah, Taysom was there. I was like, Taysom, go out there and hand out some candy for me. And he did it, and we had a long line. And I think the kids next year expected him to be there again, but I'm going to tell the kids, listen, at our home, you're going to get candy, a lot of it, right? Mm-hmm. I can't promise an NFL player being there. Fred Warner, Puka Nacua, those guys aren't showing up. But we will have candy for you. So I love you guys, and trick or treat. Let's go.
Okay. Well, Coach, in the spirit of Halloween, now I made this with ChatGPT today for you. Based on the story you told us before about
you could get a bigger photo than that.
Yeah. But listen, blame the robot. But I would love to see you dressed as a wrestler for Halloween. I think you could just rotate different guys every year and pull it off easily.
I could do that. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big wrestling fan, so yeah. I don't know if my Stone Cold Steve Austin look would work, or
I think it would.
If I can do the Rock eyebrow, the people's eyebrow and elbow, but I could think of some things. I'm probably with that look, and I should probably be something more like Earthquake and all that. Nothing cool like the Undertaker. So yeah, I'm down for all of it. And in Halloween, I'm just looking forward to seeing all the kids smiling faces.
Sorry about that. The last thing, I read a note about how when you meet somebody, you give them a hug. No matter if you knew them or not, you are like very much want to know about not just meeting somebody, but a little bit about their life story. Are you also someone that's a softie when it comes to kids' pictures, baby pictures as well?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could spend as much time as possible talking about kids and seeing, what's more contagious than the child laughing?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. When you hear that, you can't help but smile. And so, we can just take time to just to make kids happier in life. Then, man, this world will be a better place.
We appreciate you very much. Enjoy the rest of the off week. I know work to do, as you know, and then next week in Lubbock, but appreciate it all the time when we get access to you wherever we are. Thank you, Kalani. Continued luck the rest of the year.
God bless, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Kalani Sitake, head football coach at BYU, with us on 365 Sports.